So I tried to convince my cousin to come on the podcast tonight.
Okay.
The one with the moose and the plane stories.
Yeah. How'd that work out?
Didn't work out so well. He said,
No.
sorry, I'm working, dude. And I was like, oh, well, perfect. You got all kinds of time. And he said, nope, sorry.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, perhaps one day. Nobody tells a story about him like he does. So it's like, that's why I want him to join us and tell the story himself. Because if I attempt to tell you the moose story, it's going to be about 73% max.
I thought you were going to say 73 minutes.
That too, probably. Probably 73 minutes too. But, if he tells you the story, it's always 100%. And he doesn't even mean to deliver it 100%, but he just delivers it 100%.
Yeah.
But he sucks for not wanting to come and tell the story on the podcast.
I'm really looking forward to hearing that story, and I know you won't tell me without him, so.
Well, yeah, eventually, I don't know, maybe I'll have to give up and tell you the story, but
Yeah, maybe.
who knows? You want to start? You want to get going?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we know what we're going to talk about? I got to check the emails and stuff. So you ready?
You have to check the emails.
Well, yeah, we got an email.
It's not necessary. Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Overthinking and Anxious. I'm Buggy. As Marty's picking his nose, I'm Puggy.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, and 1.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm just gonna stop looking.
Ready?
No.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Overthinking and Anxious. I'm Paris.
I'm Marty.
Normally, you say more than that.
Okay, well, then let's do it again. 3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone, and I don't have to do my part again. You can totally take my part that has been perfect for the last 3 times and just fix yours. Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Overthinking and Anxious. I'm Paris.
And I'm Marty. Episode number 5, Overthinking and Anxious. Already.
I know.
5 episodes. I mean, it's really not a lot, but it's kind of fun to hit a milestone.
Yeah, it is. And we got a comment from episode 4, eh?
Did we?
You see that? Yeah, did you see that?
No, I don't think I seen it.
I think you saw it. You're just trying to ignore the fact. I don't know. I think you're just trying to ignore the fact that I had a supporter for my corny joke.
Pretty sure I didn't see it.
Yeah. I should almost take a screenshot of it because I feel you're going to delete post.
That was Brendan?
Brandon, yeah.
Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks for supporting Putties, Brandon.
I'm sure he won't be the only one there, Marty.
Corny jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back on last show for a minute and let's just clarify. I don't really mind corny jokes. Like, I sounded pretty aggressive at the start of the show, last show. And I was totally 100% kidding. I encourage corniness. However, sometimes you're maybe not going to get a reaction from me. That's all.
And that's okay. When you're not funny, I'm not going to react.
Right. Exactly.
And I'll tell you that it was not funny.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody's doing all right out there. Whoever's listening to us. If you're listening to us, let us know either on our Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or just by email, overthinkinganxious@gmail.com.
We love to hear from you.
Big time.
Yeah.
Whoever is tuning in, please, please, please let us know what you think. Do you enjoy the corniness of Paris's humor?
You know they do.
But yeah, it's great to be able to interact with people, even Brandon, sending a comment, and a few people emailing. And since I've been thinking about doing a podcast, I really kind of landed here into a situation where I really like. And it's not to say that I didn't enjoy the other opportunities, but this situation I like because it's really that male and female opinions. Everything's kind of balanced, and we also have the humor part of it, where we enjoy laughing, and we enjoy laughing at ourselves and at each other, and just having fun. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so let's get into it. I do want to check the emails. Maybe I'll start with that. We got an email from Melissa. Melissa is your old roommate, and clearly she's been listening to the podcast. So
She has.
that's good. She's your old roommate and one of your best friends, I think.
Yep.
So she seems to know you very well. So she says, ask her to say the following words. Thermos. Can you say thermos?
So I can say it properly when I'm thinking about it, but typically when I'm having a conversation, I will say termis.
Termos. My
Termis.
dad says that, like third. He'll say turd. Yeah, he came in turd.
I get that.
So I'm going to spell out another word, and you're going to have to say it. HIPPOPOTAMUS.
So I tried on episode 2 and failed miserably. So that is the famous hippopotamus.
Right.
But to say it properly, like, I feel like I need to slow it down, and I still mess it up. So, and I wish I could see the word. Hippopotamus.
Close. Hippopotamus.
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 Hippopotamus. There you go.
Hippopotamus.
There you go. The fear is gone. The fear of the word is gone. Hippopotamus.
Yeah. Ask me in 10 minutes and it's going to be back again because I'm going to forget.
And what about documentary?
So I also said this word yesterday because we were talking about the Real Detectives. And I said, hey, it's a documentary. And then I said, did I say that right? And then you moved on. But so I still don't know if it's documentary or documentary. But I say documentary.
I would say documentary. It's a documentary.
That's right.
It's a documentary.
Documentary, I think, is the proper pronunciation.
Okay.
But I often say just documentary.
Yeah, documentary. We'll see. Let us know who was right. I say documentary. That's what I say, documentary.
I say documentary, but I think it's documentary.
And then expressions that Melissa shared with us that you often say. Cake in the park. I've met your dad more than once.
I still don't understand what's wrong. Like, it was a big ordeal because, like, I just said that I had met her dad more than once.
Well, I'm glad you said ordeal and not orgy.
Ordeal, my goodness.
Close to the light.
Well, yeah, you close the light.
Oh, close the light. Sorry, close the light.
The light.
Right.
Close the light.
Close
Apparently,
the light.
Shut off the light. I close them.
You close the lights.
light.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then she says, I'm sure there are more. Thanks, Melissa. So thank you, Melissa, for sharing a few of these. And I'm sure you're going to think of more. And if you think of more, please share along. Yeah. You got new glasses. Good job. Good job on the pick.
Oh, thank you. It was not the easiest thing, because I had to have my mask on at all times. during the whole trying glasses on process.
Oh, that's why there's like 3 times bigger than the other ones.
That is not the reason. It's the style I was going for. But anyways, but yeah, like it was different because, you know, the way that I see myself now with the glasses is different than what I looked with the mask, of course, because the mask, like, it covers my whole face,
Right.
like halfway up my eyeballs, but you know.
Well, they look good. They're nice.
Oh, thank you.
Hit me with a question.
Hit you with a question.
I know you have a few topics and things. Hit me with something.
All right. Why do you think that people are so afraid sometimes to help others, even though it's very obvious that these people are in need?
Hit me with another one.
Moving on. Why do you think that as humans, we care so much of what other people think of us?
Okay, reread that. Just like
Without the humans?
no, just reread that question
Without
without making it like you're interviewing me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was like literally just trying to like kind of go with the flow of the last episode where you said my pleasure. It was my pleasure. Sorry, my bad.
That's what I'm referring to.
My bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to ask it again.
Yeah, let's get casual here.
Okay. So what do you think that we care so much of what other people think of us?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, I guess, is just the standard generalized social what we've been sold ism that comes to mind for me. You made a face, so you don't get what I'm saying.
I don't think I heard the word properly that you said.
What I'm saying is that sex sells, and that's what we've been sold for a long time, pretty much ever since I can remember. This is what the perfect human is. So everybody gets self-conscious because they're not standardized with what the perfect American or North American standard body shape is.
Like that cookie cutter.
Yeah, exactly. Would you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree that that's one part. I definitely think that it goes beyond that as well. There's like the physical judgment that we worry about. There's also the social judgment, because as a society, we've kind of put a what we feel the standard should be, or how we feel people should be living their life. And it goes even further than that, because we almost judge people that are at a certain age for not being at a certain point in their life, whether it's oh, at this age you should be married, at this age you should have kids, at this age you should have your debts paid off, you should have a house, you should have this. So we kind of like put this pressure on society to be a cookie cutter person, where we're all unique, we're all individuals, we all go through life differently at different pace. But for whatever reason, we still let that affect us, and we worry constantly about what people are thinking when we're not in that cookie cutter path that we're supposed to be in.
Yeah, I think it's a psychological mole that society's in.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And
How to break that, or is it a problem?
yeah, I definitely think it's a problem, because we need to realize that we are all individuals, and being unique and being able to be yourself and who you want to be and do what you want to do is what makes life exciting. So to have a society that forces you to be something you don't want to be, or do something you don't really want to do, or maybe that you're not ready to at that point in your life, that's unfortunate. And I think it's stopping people from being their unique self. if we're all the same, we all do the same thing, what kind of boring world do we live in? It doesn't encourage diversity. And we talk about diversity all the time, but the thing that is also associated with diversity is different. And it's not the same as you, not the same as me, or whatever the case is. And I feel that the majority of society, they have a hard time sometimes to adapt or accept what is different from them. If I meet someone who's exactly how I am, whether it's my personality or just my interests or whatever, it's going to be a lot easier for me to hang out with that person or to adapt to that person because I already know how they are, because that's me. But if I
Yeah.
meet someone who's completely different than what I am, then I have to learn to adapt to that person. And sometimes it's difficult. It's uncomfortable sometimes. Sometimes I don't understand their perspective. So it's a lot easier to deal with someone who's like just like me than to deal with someone who's not.
But people judge, putties. There's judgment and there's, opposition. And then there's like, to me, there's a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot going on.
Yeah. And I think you don't need to understand why someone wants to do something different than you. I think we just need to accept. And as long as it's not affecting our personal rights, then they should be able to do and be whoever they want to be.
What comes to mind when I ask you, how do you not derail too far, if ever you derail on the journey that you're on, whatever it is, whether it's addiction with gambling or food or whatever the case may be? How do you not give up?
So that's not an easy question, but I think it's all about being focused and being aware. When I decided to make a change in my life, I started for a reason. Yes, sometimes I will have feelings of giving up, and I will have feelings of just wanting to go back to that behavior because it was numbing. But I need to remember why I started in the first place. I need to remember the darkest, deepest feelings that I had and what I was experiencing in those moments. And I need to remember the dark thoughts that I had and what I thought about myself and the journey that I was on then. And I need to refocus. So yes, it's okay to have doubts. It's okay to want to give up, because being on a journey to self-love is not going to be easy when you've lost yourself and you stop loving yourself. To get to that point, it is not going to be easy. You are going to want to give up. You are going to want to go back to that emotional eating because it's comforting. You're going to want to go back to those addictions because they gave you something in that moment. But
Well,
you have to
it
remember.
numbs you out.
Exactly. It does numb you out. But you have to remember all the negatives that it gave you, that it caused in your life. And if you can refocus that energy and kind of tap back in to the bad feelings that it gave you, it should refocus you and give you the motivation to continue on.
And if it doesn't, then don't give up on yourself and go a step further. Seek help. Go to a professional and seek help. If you can't grasp control on by yourself, because all those feelings and all those thoughts that Putties was sharing, because sometimes it's just more intense than that,
Exactly.
And we know everything that you just said, but it's still even stronger than even that. It takes so much willpower that we just kind of give in, right? And
Absolutely.
when I say we, I just say we've all, most of us have all been there in one way or another with something.
Oh, exactly. And I'm not, sitting here talking that I've been able to do it on my own this whole time. Like, this new journey that I'm on, the very successful one, has been going on for 7 months now. But I didn't start 7 months ago for the first time. I started like in my early 20s. So we're talking about 15 years ago. Did I go to to therapy? Of course I did. Did I go through a huge postpartum depression where I did need to see psychiatrists? Of course I did. I did not do it alone. Was I fortunate enough to have friends in my life that were able to kind of like help me reflect on things? Absolutely. I gained so many tools over the course of the last 15 years that have made me a little bit more able to function and do things on my own, but I'm still not alone in this. And I mean, like, how often do we talk about like the struggles of my life, Marty, and how you give me insight and your perspective on things? You are never going to be alone in this. You just kind of have to find what you need to be able to be successful with your journey that you're on, whatever the journey is.
So that's that.
That's that. I feel like I need to do like a mic drop sometimes. Did I ever tell you about my friend, Catherine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yesterday.
You did.
So
Yeah.
I'll say it for the viewers there, or the listeners, I should say. So we were in a meeting one time, and I said something very witty or like with an impact,
Mm-hmm.
and someone said, "Mic drop," you know.
Yeah.
And oh God, Catherine, she goes, "Who's Mike?"
Is she French or?
No.
No. Okay.
She's not.
I thought maybe she had like misunderstood. You know what I mean?
No, she's very English, does not speak French.
Okay.
English is her only language. But just apparently had not, been exposed to that expression enough, and asked who Mike was.
Well, hey, I'm sure she has a lot of strength in other departments.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. She actually messaged me a couple days ago, and she was a little upset with me because apparently I'm the reason why she was messing up the expression tits on a bowl, because for the last 3 years that she's known me, she's been saying tits in a bowl. And while she was listening to the episode of our podcast that I told that story, she realized that she was also saying it wrong, but it was totally because of me. Yeah.
Well, I'm realizing that you're fully shouting out Catherine right now.
I am, but it's all with good love. It's good love. Yeah. So to all my friends out there that are sharing my sayings and my mishaps with pronunciations of words, beware. All in good love, though. I love it. So please continue on. You want to go back to the first question I asked and you told me to move on?
Nope.
Okay. You're not feeling it today?
Nope.
That's all right. So I think we touched on it a little bit through the other conversation we were having, but toxic relationships. So when we're referring to toxic relationships, it's really any relationship that you have in your life that is causing any negative feelings or just anything bad in your life, whether it's with your friends, a family member, coworkers, a partner, food, drugs, alcohol.
I think toxic relationships are unavoidable, period.
You're absolutely right. I agree with that 100%. You have to live with the fact that they're going to come into your life. But I think what we need to be better at is to be able to recognize the relationships that are toxic and to be willing to confront those relationships and either adjust them or cut them out.
It's tough to manage, though,
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes we don't recognize them. We need to let people know in our life that it's okay for you to tell me that I've done something that has caused you pain or caused you to be sad or caused you to be uncomfortable. We need to be okay with telling people that. And I think that's one of the things that we struggle the most with.
Yeah, that's true. It makes a lot of sense.
And I mean, I've been that person, right? Like I have a very strong personality. I can be very blunt. I don't sugarcoat things, and I normally say it how it is. And sometimes I have, caught myself being in a situation where I've hurt someone, not because I wanted to hurt that person, but it's because it's who I am. I don't beat around the bush. But not everyone can take that type of personality. So I've had to, along the years, observe my surroundings and figure out, okay, this friend can't handle that. So I need to kind of like adjust. I'm not changing who I am, because I'm always going to be that person, but it doesn't mean that I have to be as intense with it. I can adapt myself to their needs, because that's important. We need to be more observant, and then we need to be able to communicate more on both sides, right? So you need to be able to communicate to the people around you that you're willing to accept that feedback, because it's very hard to tell someone that they're affecting you negatively if you know that they're not going to be accepting of that, right? It causes you anxiety.
Yeah,
Well,
for
it does
sure.
me anyways.
I want to remain optimistic, but it's a big movement to create that kind of change in society, because I feel that a lot of people just keep their feelings inside. They don't talk about.
But it's scary. It's
I
scary
know.
to do that, because you have to admit that you are feeling something negative, that you're feeling weak in a certain moment. It's hard to admit to yourself, but to be able to communicate that to someone else and not necessarily knowing what their reaction is going to be, I mean, that's a very scary thought. And I think sometimes the people receiving the feedback, we can at times get defensive, because you're almost like, well, how dare you want to change who I am?
Mhm.
No, I don't want you to change who you are. I just need you to understand that how you're acting or what you're saying to me, I'm not receiving it in a positive manner. And I have different needs than what you're giving me.
But to find that openness in everyone, that's what I mean. It's a big movement
Oh, it is. But
to
it's so
try to
needed.
create.
So you need to understand that there's different personalities out there, and sometimes we need to adapt to each other, because that's humanity. We all need to work together as a team and to be better together, and we need to sometimes adapt and compromise a little bit. And that doesn't mean changing who you are, because I'm always going to be me, but I just need to, adapt. That's all. Hey, Marty, I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. What's the difference between a hippopotamus and a Zippo?
Um, I don't know, Paris. What's the difference?
Well, one is really heavy and the other one's a little lighter.
Oh, man. That's cute. A little lighter.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say to somebody that's going through the pandemic right now, like feeling alone, feeling confused with where they're at in life? The number of messages that I get on my TikTok account from my followers or the people that have seen my video, you can just read into the sort of state that people are in. A lot of people are struggling.
Yeah, a lot of people are struggling. Some of them are struggling in silence, right? And what do I say to, those who are having a hard time? I think that this is just one thing that we're faced with in life, and it's hit us hard. But I think in every hurdle, we need to look at the bright side of things as much as we can. And I think if anything, this pandemic has given us the opportunity to do a huge reevaluation on all of our lives. I know for me it has. A lot of the changes that I've made, I started because of the pandemic. I think, you get scared because you don't know what's to come. You don't know how long this is going to last. So you really start to think, okay, all right, so I'm 35 years old right now. This is what I've accomplished so far in my life. this is like, is this it? Is this who I am? So it kind of makes you think, okay, well, if you're not happy with that person or you're not happy with where you're at, like, do you want to make changes? I think that's one of the positive things about this pandemic. And if you are feeling alone, which a lot of us are, some more than others, I think it's time for you to break the silence. You have to find the courage within yourself to speak up. I think the social media platforms have increased since the pandemic. The amount of people that have joined TikTok or joined Instagram or whatever the case is, and the type of content that you're seeing now has changed since the pandemic. So take advantage of all of that. You are not alone. There are so many people out there like Marty and I who are willing to help, willing to listen, willing to share our stories and listen to yours. You are not alone. You just have to break the silence.
That's great advice. Send us a message. Send us an email. We're always willing to read your email, listen. Who knows? Maybe even bring you on as a guest on the show so we can have the dialogue. This is what this platform is. It's a platform that's free and open to everyone as listeners, but also as potential guests. Everybody's got a story. Send us an email anyways. overthinkinganxious@gmail.com. No, it's important that people speak out, like you say. And I think that's the key. It was the key for me 2 years ago when I sort of started coming out of my depression that lasted 3 years. Had I not talked about it, had I not vocalized, which I started actually writing about it at first and then dialogue. But had I not had the dialogue and spoke out, I'd still be in a rut right now.
Yeah, it's not easy. Like, it's absolutely scary to put yourself out there. And I think that we are so afraid of being judged. And unfortunately, there's a lot of judgment out there. But you need to remember that not everyone's going to be like that. And there's so many people out there that are willing to listen and help out. And you kind of have to like look for those people. And even if you attempt to open up to someone and it doesn't work out, or that person is not the person that you need, then just kind of close that door and move on to the next person. And you will find the person or the people that are going to help you.
And if you have time on your hands, Google meditation. Find yourself a nap for meditation or for breathing, or go for a walk. I actually took a day off today of nothing. Didn't exercise, didn't count my points, didn't fuck all. Woke up late, didn't do anything, and then ordered pizza for the family.
Yeah, but like, how is that not taking care of you? Because I think that's what you needed today.
Yeah, I guess so. Back on track tomorrow. But yeah, for the people who are sitting alone, and find something that's going to take up a little bit of time in your day, and also that's going to fill you with energy or give you energy. It's hard. It's hard to get going or to start a new kind of thing, but
it's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's so worth it. And take the time as well to, just evaluate your life. And I know that that's a scary thing. I know it is, because I've been scared every single time, because you uncover things or feelings that you don't want to uncover, but those are so important. And you need to figure out how to get to a point in your life where you have self-love. I was actually writing today, and I wrote something, and I might as well share it.
Mm-hmm.
We're all looking for that person who will love us for all that we are and in spite of all of our flaws. So stop looking around, search within, and find yourself.
It's a good quote.
Thank you. I think you always need to be evaluating your life or kind of reflecting on what's going on, because if you're at a good spot and you're happy and you love yourself, you have to reflect on that. You have to figure out what you've done to get there and either maintain that behavior or maybe like enhance it, right? Because you want to keep that going.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to figure out why you got to where you're at, even when it's a positive thing.
Agreed. We'll find our way, folks. We'll find our way. It's going to be a little bit of a journey still coming out of this pandemic, but we're all going to find our way, and don't lose hope. I guess that's the ultimate message.
Yeah, we need to remember not to give up, even when times are tough, right? Just gotta stay strong and push through.
Agreed. Well, putties, I think it's pretty much a wrap.
Close up shop. Oh my gosh, please don't put that in. Like, I need to stop. I can see every time I say something like that, you're like, oh, that's going to be good in the edit. That's going to make the cut. And then, like, I'm mortified.
I have all the power.
Yeah.
Well, buddies, it's been a pleasure.
I don't know. So don't forget to send us an email, guys, if you want to have subjects that are brought up, or if you want to share a story that you want us to bring up, we can definitely do that. Overthinkinganxious@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to also follow us on social media. So we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Twitter, and also we have a Facebook page. So please feel free to look us up. We share daily, and we'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah. Overthinking and Anxious on all the social medias. And we're going to leave you on this note. If you have a little bit of love to spare, share it. Help people. Give insight, wisdom, a little bit of your time to help somebody else.
Until next time.
Much love.
All right. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.